So all of us are here and we are starting our webinar on inventory management. This is mostly for those who are just starting to implement regular inventory processes and I guess have a lot of questions. So what about today's agenda? First, we will discuss what constitutes a well-established inventory management, what problems it solves, and in which types of businesses it's better to implement inventory management from the scratch and to do it from the beginning. Also, we will look on different types of inventory management and different approaches, principles, how to implement it, and where it can be done. Also, we will discuss in short how to start implementation, what is the step-by-step process, and what to do after this. Also, we will talk a little bit about key reports because we deal with inventory management not only for everyday operations, but also to get proper analytics. And of course, it will be a little bit about Kladana, cloud ERP for small and medium-sized businesses. We will share a checklist after webinar, very useful checklist with a lot of hints how to implement an inventory management for your business. And we will share some bonuses for those who joined our webinar. First, a couple of words about myself. My name is Aleksandra, and I'm currently the director of Kladana India, and also I'm responsible for international business development. Before that, I founded and grew a e-commerce company. So I'm very, very familiar with inventory, how it happens in real life, and how to implement it from scratch and develop and make it more complicated. At the end of webinar, as I mentioned, we share promo codes. It will be promo code for 45 for extended 45-day trial. Also, it will be a promo code for balance credit to pay for the Kladana services and checklist and webinar records. The webinar will last approximately 1 hour. We will cover a little bit of inventory theory. Also, it will be case study. And during the webinar, we will ask you to answer some questions. My colleague will help me with some polls. During the webinar, please feel free to ask questions. And it is shown on the slide how you can do it. And our team will help with answers if we have any questions. Also, some questions may be redirected to me, so I'm looking here in my chat, and if there is anything, I will answer it. And to start with, a few words about Kladana. Kladana is an ERP system, and it is made specially for trading and inventory small and medium businesses. It helps to manage inventory, sales, purchasing, and production processes. More than 50,000 businesses worldwide use this software, and among its advantages are affordable prices that include support, assistance with setup and onboarding, and also rather long feature list that was made, as I mentioned, especially for trading and manufacturing businesses. Kladana is also quite easy to understand and start to use compared to solutions with similar functionality. Kladana is used mostly by manufacturing companies, wholesalers, distributors, e-commerce sellers, and small-scale retailers with showrooms. So please stay with us till the end. And we show some promo codes during the webinar. And now we are ready to start. And let's take a look at the issues in inventory management and daily operations, daily difficulties that entrepreneurs often face with. Let's start with a very imaginable situation. Just try to think what can happen. For example, there is some company and no one in company knows exactly how many products are in stock, how many products are available for shipment, and how many are reserved, and how many we are waiting from our suppliers. There is either too much inventory in stock or a shortage of items. Only during the picking process, your warehouse guy finds out that the item ordered by some customer is out of stock, or something happened with it, and that is resulting in an angry customer. Order assembly takes a lot of time because employees have to search for the right items and check if the expiry dates are still okay or not. Also, sometimes expired products are sold because nobody can mention at the proper moment that something happened. And again, this leads to customer complaints and returns. Also, coordinating, tracking payments and shipping orders is like a nightmare because it's unclear the current status and when to start shipping, or where are the documents, paper documents, or something else. It's difficult to understand eventually how much the business earns. Not just turnover, but I'm talking about the profit, because for example, only revenue is tracked, but profitability, losses, and other factors are not considered at all, and so on, so on, so on. Not a nice picture, right? Sorry. Now, my colleague will launch the poll in the chat, and please share your experience. One moment, please. If you face with any of these problems, we would appreciate a lot if you tell us. I'll make a 5 seconds pause. Okay, thank you. And let's move on. And now please imagine situation number 2. Orders are processed and shipped without any issues because the employee can see which products are available, and inventory levels match sales demand. There is no overstock, there is no shortage, and stock does not tie up excessive capital. Products turn over rather quickly. Also, the losses are very minimal, losses that happens due to expiry dates or damage. Everyone in the company knows exactly what to do because they can see the relevant documents or tasks, and also they receive notifications in time if something is missing. And eventually the business owner always knows how much money is in inventory, what the profit is, which products are the most profitable, and which orders are in progress or waiting for shipment. Better picture, right? So, what kind of story would you prefer to see for your business? And I think that most of you will prefer story number 2, where everything is in order and clear and trackable. And of course, the solution for this picture is regular inventory management. Once implemented, even at a rather basic level, everything in the company starts running like a clock. Orders are confirmed and shipped rather quickly and always on time. Warehouse operations are error-free and efficient, receiving goods, picking orders, and most of operations, or all of them, usually are done via barcode scanners, and statuses are changing automatically, and notifications are sent in time. Inventory is kept balanced, no overstocks, shortages, losses from expired or damaged goods, and reports are available for regular analysis. Statuses are always online, and if any mistakes happen, you can detect them very quickly, mistakes or fraud or something like this. And if something goes wrong, you will see the red flags because the system, your regular inventory management, will show you this signal, this flag, and it will be rather easy to find out who made the error or why it happened at all. So let's take a real business case. It's Jetronics Technologies. It's one of our clients. It's an Indian company. and specialize in providing services and solutions across various industries in manufacturing and transportation, in equipment. And what was the situations? Before they started to manage inventory regularly, there were some problems that they shared with us. They have been working in Excel, but regularly faced with some human errors, and also sometimes it was mixed up in finished products or raw materials. And eventually it took a lot of time to figure out where the proper item, where is the proper item, and how to find it. Decided to switch to regular inventory management, and after that it became much easier to manage their regular stock operations. Human errors disappeared, and eventually they improved their efficiency. And that was like just one of stories that we face with. And sometimes there are different situations, but there are some businesses, yes, and even if they are small, we, according to our experience, we think that they need to think about regular inventory management even when they just start. And because these businesses are very sensitive to operational mistakes, and please just check yourself. Maybe your operations are similar to those which are shown in this slide. And usually, what businesses should think about inventory management from the beginning? First, we are talking about businesses with a wide range of products like clothes, footwear, spare parts, electronic components, and so on. The second type is businesses that deal with products with expiry dates like food, oils, cosmetics. Also, it is businesses with where one batch can differ significantly from another one, and it can be different in quantity or in quality. For example, they get them from different suppliers, or just it's the nature of goods they deal with. For example, it's like fruits, vegetables, raw materials for manufacturing, like oils, plastics, or something like this. Also, it can be fabric rolls, because maybe as we hear from our customers, those who deal with fabrics, that sometimes they get the roll, everything is okay. In another roll from the same supplier, there can be some damages or something like this. So while receiving them and keeping them on their stock, they need to see what exactly, from whom exactly they received it, and in which receiving this specific batch roll was received. Another type of businesses are manufacturers. Why? Because in general, manufacturing is rather complex business, because besides of purchasing, selling, and other internal operations, you have to manufacture, and it's not so easy. And that's why when in general the processes are complicated, inventory management helps to simplify at least part of them. For example, dealing with inventory stock, and usually it helps to supply proper materials and to manage if all finished goods are sold properly or not. And also among these businesses are businesses with high-speed operations and sensitivity to errors. For example, e-commerce. Trust me, I've been there. And if you make, you have a lot of orders and you have very few time to deal with them, and in case you make some errors, like you put another item instead of ordered, or something happens, these mistakes are almost not forgiven. Bad reviews, bad reputation, and so on. So e-commerce businesses is an example of those who are very sensitive to errors in operations. And also business with their own warehouses, because it's rather easy to mix up with items, with packaging, and so inventory management is like must-have. Also, let's talk a little bit about what types of inventory management exist. Each type of inventory management source for a specific purpose. Yes, and first one is a quantity value approach. When you count, you just count items like kilos, pieces, and you don't think about prices. The second one is value-only approach, when you calculate finances, costs, but you don't deal with quantity. And also, there is mixed type where you deal both with quantity and with value. And in practice, businesses often choose to track either only quantity or both quantity and value. Sometimes people ask, like, why to count only quantity if we can count both and get more information and see in reports not only like how much is sold and how much we have, but also analyze profits, revenue, and so on. And the answer is that starting with quantity only accounting can be quite acceptable because it's simpler. And if you have never been dealing with regular inventory management, it's actually easier to start at least to count quantity. And you will already get some value after this. You will understand how much you have, how much, where you have your items. And after this will become a habit for you, every operation will be recorded in time properly. You can add value, you can start to count value too. And in cases when company chooses only to count quantities, they get, of course, some financial data, but this data and reports, they come from accounting team. Also, there is another classification. Again, we continue with theory. So it's it's about purposes. For what do we use inventory management? Let me show. Oh, sorry. Everything. Like first one is operational one, which is usually used for daily monitoring of operations. And it helps to deal with all processes on a daily basis. Another one is about accounting. It helps to record and analyze financials. And the third one, when we are talking about inventory management, the people mean like store management, warehouse management, where it is important for us to know where our items, where are they storing, to pick them up quickly, and also to manage purchases in time. And usually the main methods when we use this type of inventory management are we are using batches, we use grade-based tracking, and also we use combinations of these methods. Again, a little bit of theory. Actually, I will look it through rather quickly because this presentation and record will be sent to all webinar participants. And it is about how we deal with inventory valuation. There are two approaches. And the first one is FIFO, first in, first out. And it is when goods that were received earlier are being sold first. And in Kladana, we use this method by default. But sometimes if you deal with expiry dates, it's more convenient and it's more suitable for you to sell first those who are expired first. And there is a method for this too: first expired, first out. In that case, if you use this counting method, goods that are going to expire sooner are being sold first. And in Kladana, we have this option for those products which are for which expiry dates is defined. Another slide is about inventory cost valuation, and this applies if you track both quantity and value. And again, there are different approaches how you can calculate. There is no proper, the one that is the best one. Just some of them are more common, but eventually the company can choose which method to use. And first, the most common and widely used is weighted average cost. It is when the cost of goods on stock is calculated as the weighted average of all goods received. And this method smoothes price fluctuations. And in Kladana, we use this method by default. Also, even for cost valuation, FIFO can be used again, first in, first out, and also LIFO, last in, first out, and sometimes specific identification can be used when, for example, goods have serial numbers. And in that case, if you deal with goods that are marked with serial numbers, if it is important for you, like in electronics, you can evaluate cost based on specific item because you can track it easily. And about how to manage inventory. Yes, we talk a lot about different approaches, theoretical things. And one important thing is about how to do it in real life. Sometimes it can be done periodically, but it's very easy, but it's not informative because profit is calculated like as a difference, and this method is easy to keep, and that's why people usually use it when they keep records in their notebooks. Perpetual is more used because it helps to count more accurately, and it provides exact information on profits and inventory levels. Now we have another poll. I think that it has already appeared on YouTube. What method have you tried? And if you have tried anything. And I need a moment to look through chat. Okay. Let's move on. And now another important part. Okay, let's imagine that you decided that you need inventory management, you are ready to implement it, and you have already thought a little bit about if you need batches or like expiry dates in your inventory counting, which methods of cost calculation you are going to use. And now let's talk about principles. Actually, it's more about management and like common sense, rather than some deep theory. But anyway, sometimes people forget about this. Even in our practice in Kladana, we face with this. Like first, when if the steps are not taken at the start, it's like pointless to spend time on configuration, training, and rather complicated things when you implement inventory management processes. And so what are these key principles? And even in a small company, when you plan that only 2, 3, 5 your colleagues will work with the inventory, implementation is still a project. And every implementation project needs a person who is responsible for it, the driver and the pusher. In small businesses, this is often the owner, while in medium-sized businesses, it can be owner or some department head. If there is no one, if there is no one who is pushing the project, everything will be a little bit painful, because you can't approach your implementation project from time to time when you have your time, or like just come and say to your employees, to your team, that like figure out and manage how it will work, because it is done step by step. It is not comfortable. People start to work in new way for them, and without owner of the process, without pusher, it won't work. So I think that even better not to start if there is if nobody is ready to take responsibility for this project. Another thing is that implementing regular management or processes assumes that you already have these processes, even if they are informal, even if they are not written in paper. But eventually you should be possible to describe this. If the company doesn't have processes, like it is a little bit disorganized, if people don't understand who is supposed to do what, when, after what the order processing flow looks like, how prices should be set up, or what are the purchasing procedures for production, for manufacturing, then automation won't help. And at best, this automation automates house if you don't have processes, and at worst, it can make things worse. So first, you need to map out your business workflows and processes on paper, how everything works. But please don't be scared at this moment, because it doesn't mean that you have to think, and make a long list of processes that you use. Just in general scheme, like how it works in most important operations, who should do what and where. Okay, and the third one is that don't please try to do everything at once. I understand that someone can argue with me and say look, we are going to implement inventory management approach, at least. Doesn't matter in special software or in Excel. And we are going to put a lot of efforts here, like educate our people, set up document flow, and do this, that, and that. Why should we take only like 1, 2 problems to solve, but not try to solve everything? If we do everything after we finish this, it will work smoother, right? And my opinion is that it is difficult to make everything work excellent. When you pick up only 1, 2 problems, it's easier to teach people. It's easier to figure out some process, some moments, issues and processes, and fix them. And after that, after these 1, 2 problems are solved, and you already automated everything, or just started to maintain these operations using inventory management, you can move on and take the next tasks to resolve. And most often, when you just start with regular inventory management, the problem number 1 is knowing stock levels. How much is on stock, how much is in transit, how much is reserved, and to resolve this problem and to get these answers on daily basis, you just have to start correctly record inbound, incoming, outgoing operations for goods. Sometimes people come to inventory management because they deal with paperwork or with like price tags or with something printable, and they need to maintain product catalog to print all transactions, to print the things smoothly without like making a big deal around this. And you can, if it is about you, so you can do first this, like if you need price tags first, so first please manage your product catalog and set up the format and start printing it regularly. And also sometimes the problem number one for the business, it's like I need to track payments for suppliers or that my customers owe me. And in this case, it's important to record shippings and receivings and also all payment received, and track dates for invoices, and have these short reports in front of your eyes on daily basis. And so again, these are, of course, I think that if you talk with someone else, the principles can sound differently, but according to my experience on my as how we manage the projects or how we help to implement other businesses. These are the key principles that you have to take into consideration dealing with your first implementation, inventory processes implementation. Also a little bit theory how to do it. Yes, not like principles, methods, but like way to do it. And in general, there are three ways. I think that almost everyone is aware of them. The first one is to do it manually in notebook. The second one, to do it in Excel or spreadsheet, or of course in specialized software. Each of them has its own pros and cons, and let's talk in short about all of them. So manual counting is usually done in a notebook. You just record incoming and outgoing goods by quantity and total costs. And this method is free. But today, fewer and fewer entrepreneurs choose it because it is rather labor intensive and actually generates errors. And manual counting is definitely not suitable for you if you have large assortment of goods, or if you deal with batches, or with some specific moments with your inventory, because it gets quite complicated to track not only stock levels, but also other important moments while making decision when to buy something, what to ship for your customer order, and so on. And of course, it's it's difficult to see any reports if you keep records in notebook, or just like total how much was received, how much was sold, and that's it. Another one is spreadsheets or Excel. And it's better, actually more progressive than to do everything in notebook. And here in slide, you can see like some pros, and also it simplifies calculations, and you can use formulas and actually create some tables, reports, but it still rather easy to generate errors, and it's almost impossible to manage processes, because it's just records and information. You can see your stock levels, sales, you can even analyze them. You can see even your customer list. It depends on how you organize your Excel. But Excel or spreadsheet they are not done to manage any processes. You can't create a task, send notification, use statuses, change the statuses. Something can be done manually, but eventually it's just for records. It's not for work organizing. And of course, talking about the reports, because usually business owners who want to implement inventory, they're waiting for some informative reports. In Excel, you can get something, but not detailed. For example, today you want to see like customer-wise, city-wise report or something like this. And tomorrow you started to think, okay, and now I want to like analyze by product category and warehouse and something else. And for that, you have to re-record everything from the scratch, because if before that you haven't been thinking about that kind of report, it's rather difficult to reorganize your data, your previous records, to show you this information. And the last one, third one, is spatial software. Actually, spatial software as a place to keep records, manage processes, monitor reports is most often used nowadays for regular inventory management. The pros are that everything is in one place, all actions are logged, all records are made with a lot of details, reports are based on real-time data, and actually have a lot of information to add new reports in future because you have this data in your records. Of course, there are cons. It's like the first one is like usually these solutions are not for free. And of course, you have to learn how to use them, because each of them has its own interface. You need to create like a habit and to teach your team if you are not working alone. But in my opinion, it's worth it. Yes, for some time you will be in a zone of discomfort, but eventually it will free up a lot of time for you and will reduce errors in the business. And one more, Paul, I think that it has appeared on the screen already. How do you manage inventory? And here I make a small pause. Okay, thank you. And let's move on to some, I think, interesting part of our webinar. Okay, we have talked a lot about everyday problems, and we already figured out that regular inventory management can solve most of them. We talked a lot about types, approaches in inventory management, have seen some theoretical slides. Also, we talked about principles, how to implement this, and where it can be done, in which, in software or in Excel or in notebook. And I think that some of you have a question now, like, okay, guys, it's clear, but with what should I start with? What is an algorithm? Okay, here we start with important points. What exactly should be done? And we have identified these 9 points as a to-do list. In brief, they are all mentioned on this slide, but in brief, they're to create a list of basic transactions and reports specific to your business. List of basic transactions is the key word, because don't try to to figure out and to write everything. Don't complicate your job at the point 1. Then create an inventory catalog and think on about it. After that, if you are working in spatial software, set up key entities, legal entities, bank accounts, maybe tax rates, and so on. After that, you have to test this and make changes. If everything is not okay, like test on rather few transactions, rather few items, but just try to remember that happens daily in your business and try to record it in software or in Excel and see if it works for you or not. Maybe after this, you would like to add something. For example, you figure out that for some reports, you need to collect some information. For example, it's about sales agents or something else. Or you need to send some like product information, like instructions, assembling instructions to your customers. Yes. So when you think about this, you can go back, make a step back, and, for example, add some new fields to your inventory catalog. And after everything is done, choose date X when an important date when you decide to make a transition to keep all your inventory operations in the software. After that, please think about inventory policies and rules, how to manage inventory records. It may sound not very clear now, but I'll give a hint a little bit later. Also, please develop warehouse procedures if you have your in-house warehouse operations. After that, you have to make a full inventory catalog and establish initial stock and complete software setup for this first phase of implementation. After that, you have to add your colleagues, train them, and start using software daily. Of course, you have to monitor daily operations and make adjustments if something goes wrong, like analyze what exactly is not clear. Maybe information is still not enough, or maybe we did not mention what to do with expiry dates or something else. Yes, so like if you figure out that something is missing, you can go and work and add these moments to your instructions or your inventory catalog. And after this, actually from point 1 to point 8, it can take 1 week, it can take 2 weeks, it can take 2 days sometimes to do everything, or month. It depends on company, on processes that exist up to the moment when company starts to implement inventory. So it depends on. So actually, after this is done, you can start to use your reports. As you remember, what kind of reports you need was proposed to think about at the step number 1. Now it's time to use them, because after you started to keep your records daily, you have enough data, and this data is trustable to use these reports. And most interesting part, each step looks like very easy. Do this, do that. But actually, sometimes it's difficult to understand how exactly to do this. And for that, we created an inventory setup checklist with a lot of small points, with some hints, examples, things to think about. Maybe they are applicable for your business, maybe not, but at least this checklist will help not to miss something important, because you just haven't been thinking about this. So after this, after the webinar finishes, we will send to all our webinar participants these detailed checklists, and please check your inboxes. You will find information there. It's rather detailed, and it's worth to work with it carefully, like think on each point and apply it to your business if it's suitable, if it's useful for you, or you can just miss it. So please wait for our emails and check this checklist. And next point, okay, it was a long way. to think how to do it, to plan, to decide who is responsible for the project, to choose first tasks to resolve with inventory implementation, to create catalog, to create processes and teach your people, to start make records. And what is important, yes, after implementation is finished, it's crucial to still like look after it, because you have to make sure that all items are recorded. It can be done like via internal instructions, or just during some period, like 1-2 months. It should be extra operation for those who is responsible for this implementation project, just to check, is everything recorded? You can just create a list and every day check, this is recorded, this is recorded, this is recorded. Again, in that checklist about which I've been talking, there are some hints on this, what exactly to check, but of course, in your case, it can be a little bit different. Also, what else? I think it's, I can't say that it's applicable for each business, but in real life, each transaction or record, like financial record or transaction that moves goods, usually there is a document, paper document under it. Even if it is not in paper, it can be, of course, in soft copy, it can be PDF or something like this, or maybe just email approval. But please check that under all real documents and approvals, there is an action or record in the system, and vice versa, because it helps to make sure that everything is really recorded. And of course, one very important thing about which some businesses don't remember is that please conduct regular inventory counts. Before you starting to implement inventory management, of course, you count everything. There is such step on this checklist. But actually, even if with proper records and with processes, sometimes something happens. If you have a habit to make inventory counts in your business, you will identify these discrepancies, losses or damages or something else rather quickly. And actually, it can be said a lot about how inventory counts can happen. There is some information in our blog, or different approaches. But anyway, it's more not about how to do it, but just do it. Make inventory counts and count products regularly, entire stock or stock in some locations, or like some product categories. And it helps to improve and to make sure that your stock is actual. And now, regular operations are running smoothly, and everything works, processes are stable, and you can start to use reports. And now these reports will be rather informative, as I mentioned before, and accurate, because they are based on complete data, and this data is recorded where the processes are functioning properly, so we can trust this data. And from our experience, inventory and sales reports, basic reports for small and medium-sized businesses can be divided into two categories. First category is like, is everything okay at the moment? Are all the processes working properly? It's like these reports are usually used daily. And the second category of reports are about deeper analysis on your commercial numbers on and usually business owners are using them when they want to figure out what is a bottleneck in the business, what can be improved, what can be changed. It is something that is used not for quick decision, like I see something is wrong, I'm doing something and everything is fixed in like a couple of minutes. No, but it is important to look and to dive into this deep analytics sometimes too. And about basic reports, actually, every business defines these reports for themselves, and the list that is shown on this slide might look a little bit different for you, for your business. But I decided to share this list. It is based on my own past experience and experience of some of my colleagues. And usually we monitor this when we want to be sure that everything is okay, yes? And like an example, what it can be. Sales order list with statuses shows what is why which sales orders are still new, which are still in process, I mean not shipped or something like this. It helps to figure out if they are missed or just like it's a normal waiting time for them. Also, another list is not received purchasing orders with delivery dates. It helps to monitor if everything that we purchased has come already or still not, and what to do with this. It helps to look after all receivings that they come in time. Also, list of invoices to pay and money to receive with due dates. Again, it helps to look after finances. Also, list of internal transfers, receiving and shipments. These documents, these transactions, they usually move stock, and actually they have to be in their final statuses. If some of these documents are in draft status or like waiting or something else, it's like it should be some signal and to figure out what is happening. Because usually all these stock moving transactions records, they appear and rather quickly get their final status. Also, I think that it is useful to look at the list of sales orders created for today, if it is enough, what is the total amount of these orders, just to keep an eye on if your sales team or like sales processes are working properly or something is happening. And of course, if you are using tasks, it's not necessarily, but if you are using tasks, the tasks can be manually created, automatically created for some cases. They can be related with any types of transactions. So just look on them for the current date, if they are done in time or not. And again, if there are a lot of tasks that are waiting for something, it's a good question to ask the team what is happening. In Kladana, these reports can be used as saved filters in the proper tabs, and clicking through filters shows you the overview in the interface. And also you can set up email auto emails when daily you will get whatever list with whatever filter into your inbox, so you can check them even without like going to the software. It depends. Some people prefer to get them in their inboxes. Sometimes it's easier, as for me, for example, to see them in the regular interface. And now let's talk about analytical reports and how to use them. Again, they can be different for different businesses, and usually they are used not so frequently, like weekly or sometimes monthly. And what are they? First one is stock and stock movement report. And they are used to optimize inventory. They help to determine what to purchase, which purchases or because of which purchases you can lose your profit, and also they can help with figuring out which items are not so are not selling so quickly, and you can decide to make a sale or stop buying them or whatever else. Another report is a sales report. That report helps to identify best sellers and not so popular items, like ABC analysis. Also, it helps to figure out how some categories perform, some items perform, and to figure out which of them have high or low profitability. And of course, if you record your employees for each sales record, you can see who is performing rather well and whose sales are still need to be improved. Another type of report is customer or customer group report, and again, it helps to identify those clients who generate the highest revenue and profit for your businesses. It is more suitable for those who are selling bulk, wholesale companies, and actually after this you can propose some special discounts or something else to these customers. And the third one is to look after write-offs and stock adjustments and reasons for them, to keep an eye if if it is just a mess up in your inventory, or you losing some stocks because of some reason. So it's necessary, maybe not daily, but weekly or monthly, see the results of inventory counting that usually finish in creating write-off or stock adjustment documents. And I think that it is the last call for today. What reports do you use, if you use anything? And please pay attention to our YouTube translation. Okay, thank you for your responses. I'm moving on, and actually we are already rather close to finish with our webinar. And first, I wanted to highlight that Kladana provides all these tools for inventory management, both instruments for regular records, for process organizing, for goods management, warehouse management, for some analysis, and of course you can manage your orders, both sales orders and purchase orders in Kladana. And it's rather easy to start to use it. And actually, if you consider to implement inventory management using software, not just notebook or Excel, it can be rather convenient and not time consuming to start with Kladana. After you create an account, you just complete brief 15 minutes training. Actually, sometimes it takes even 5-minute training. And that helps to get known how interface works, and shows you main transactions, main types of records and reports. Also, detailed explanations are available in your personal account, along with the possibility to request a demo if you need this. And we offer free support and personal onboarding, which depends on your plan. And usually in such services, customer product support is how to say, rather superficial, like they give only general like answers, or send you just link to help center article. But we are very proud of how our support helps. It's free, and it really helps to figure out how to do something, like how to set up specific process that you have in your business and how to configure it in Kladana. And of course, our free onboarding sessions where you can describe what exactly you want to automate, and our senior customer support will help you to figure out how to do it. This session can be recorded, and you can ask your questions, and of course it is customly done. So we first we collect your questions, we prepare this session, and then we show you. Again, I mentioned about support, that it is free and it really helpful. And of course, reasonable pricing, and you can pay as you go. First, when you create a trial, you create an account, you get 14 days trial by default, but for webinar attendees, we provide extended trial. And after it finishes, you can work for free if you don't need a lot of transactions, or you want just like to think more, to try more. Also, you can choose start plan or some more feature extended plans if you need. And again, you can pay as you go. And if you decide to pay it annually, we propose some annual discounts. Again, yes, these are these promo codes. As we promised, there is one that is for 45 days trial for new users. You can create an account using it, and the link will be in your email that you will receive after the webinar. Only if you are registered using this link, the promo code will be applied. Another promo code is for those who already decided that they want to use it, and it gives you 2,490 rupees. They are credited to your balance at Kladana. And again, you should create this account using the link in the email, and you can use these credits while paying for your first months or year in Kladana. And that's it. Thank you for joining us. I'm checking if there is any information. Okay. So thank you for joining us, and please check your inboxes after this webinar. And if you have any questions, you can always contact us. You can ask for a demo on kladana.com. Also create an account and just try it. And also there is email, contact kladana.com. Please, if you have questions, come to us. That's it.